understood the assignment. I understood the assignment. And how you killed this. I understood the assignment. I understood the assignment.
Y'all came on here to see me dance this morning. How about that?
I understood the assignment. And how you killed this. I understood the assignment.
Oh, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. I'm going to welcome to the stage and bring to the stage two, not just one this time, y'all, but two. Two co-hosts. But first and foremost, I'm going to bring to the stage right now. You hear on the 1 and 2s. Well, right now, for the meantime, I know her as Bev, but she's also known as the original Bev Brooks from WBNC. Woo!
Hey.
Yes.
Good morning. Good
morning. Let's show who's on the 1 and 2s right now. Let's see who we got. We got DJ CL Smooth.
What up? What's good? Hey.
What up? We all good in the hood. And I see him bopping already. We're going to bring in our other co-host because it's day 2. So we didn't just have one host. We ain't got one co-host. Now we got 2. This is how we do it because we understood the assignment, right? This is how we do it. Like, for real. Welcome to the stage, Roger Williams. What's going on?
God bless. I'm humbled to be here. Grateful. This is awesome.
Woo, grateful.
This is awesome.
Grateful. Awesome. Thank you. Wow. Like yesterday, Bev, Chris.
Yeah.
That right there.
Yeah.
That was like breakfast, lunch, snack.
With a little twist of a drink going on.
Yeah. After party, right? Like we
I'm gonna sip my tea on that one. Sip my tea.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we got some tea. I'm about to go get me some more.
There you go. With the coffee. That's right. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yes, in the meantime, I got my water. Does the body good. But man, oh man. Did they bring the fire yesterday? They brought
they did.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the beginning to the end, it's like everything flowed. It was like the beginning energy, and then that end, when it ended with Sydney, it was just like, yo, that was the perfect ending. That was perfect.
Hey man, look at the bookends. We had Steve who kicked us off.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then Sydney. So the end, it was like, that's all I'm gonna say is, So
that right there.
That right there, we're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna leave it just right there. So the one word that was a complete sentence that we heard from one of our speakers when she described yesterday, she's like, so what do you think that one word sentence was?
No.
I might put it in the chat. What you think?
Come on, everybody.
Come on. We're gonna make you work this morning.
That's right. It might be a little bit early, but it's okay though.
That brain gotta work.
Okay. How about it begins with the beginning and the end. Ooh.
Yeah.
Bookends.
Yeah.
The word has bookends. It's a 3-letter word. Ooh, I like this. Like,
Coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to you.
Wow. Just wow. That's dope. Yes, just wow. Just wow. Because man, that's all I'm gonna say. So in the meantime, in between time, before we bring to the stage, I wanted to, like I said, introduce you to who you're gonna see popping in and out throughout the day. You're gonna obviously see and hear from Chris because he's going on at 1 and 2s. And we are broadcasting live on WBNC radio. So you can tell your friends if they can't jump in, they can listen. How can they listen?
They can go to the TuneIn Radio app if they have it, or they can go to WBNCradio.net and click on Live Now.
And give them a recap of who was listening yesterday.
Oh God, it was Turkey, Finland, Canada, Germany, China, Africa.
I think you said Belgium. Did you say Belgium?
Belgium. Oh God, wait a minute. See, now you want my brain to work in the morning time. You know that sometimes.
But I just wanted to give them a little bit of sauce. That's the word. They're gonna bring the sauce. They gotta bring some more sauce today. So it's gonna be saucy. Saucy.
Yeah, because they got to know that it's just not here. It's just not generalized in the United States. No,
That's right.
We're broadcasting to over 80 countries. Like, y'all just have to understand that y'all just not reaching the masses of the United States, but we're talking about the world.
Global.
The world. Worldwide. We got worldwide. So Roger was able to pop in and out. So what was your recap on yesterday? Tell the people.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I got to get my confidence up, because when that lady said that your income can increase by $7,000 to $28,000 just by having confidence, I said, "Yo, my confidence is through the roof right now." The other lady was talking about being grateful, how you can live longer. People who are grateful for what they have and where they are, they tend to live longer than people who are not grateful.
Yes.
Wow. And it's funny she said that, because I was thinking about that about a week ago. And I'm grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for my life, and I do want to live long. But you know what? What I notice is that people want to live long, but I just don't want to live long. I want to live effective.
Exactly. I want to leave a stamp.
Yeah.
Leave a stamp.
And when you think about, and for any Bible readers out there, Methuselah was a man who lived, according to the Bible, 969 years. I think he was the longest living man in the Bible. And the only thing the Bible said about him was that he died. You lived longer than anybody, and there was nothing in that to be said about your life. And I don't want to live like that. If I'm going to live long, I want to leave a legacy behind that continues on after I'm long dead and gone.
That's everyone in the chat is agreeing. Leave a legacy. Leave a legacy.
Absolutely.
Leave a legacy. Yeah. Martin Luther King died over 50 years ago, but guess what? It's almost like he's still here. His speeches, the things that he's accomplished in the lives of other people, in the world, in government. I mean, the man is really still here.
His essence is still here.
Yeah.
It has been magnified. His essence was magnified when he was here and when he's not, but he's still here.
And when he's not. And that's what I'm saying, Carolyn, when you're long and gone, guess what? Your films are going to still be here. All of your speeches and your recordings and your books and the people in the lives that you touch, it's going to be almost like Carolyn is still here. And that's the legacy that I want to leave behind. And I'm telling you, that's why yesterday was just so awesome. It was just phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you guys. Well, listen, you're gonna be hearing from them all throughout the day. We're going to create some legacies today, and going all forward through this whole conference. We going this is more than a conference. Like, if I can find that video, Roger, I'm gonna play. Like, have you ever been to a conference? Have you ever been to a conference? Like, this is even virtually. Have you ever been to anything virtually like this before? If you ever been to a Carolyn Wilson thing, you ain't been to a Carolyn Wilson thing. So I can't wait to get this energy pumping and going. So we're gonna kick our morning off with some inspiration and some motivation. So the next person you're gonna hear from, listen, there's an energy, right? There's energy that we have to tap into. And we all have, it's the polarity, it's male and female, right? So now because I understand the energy, the energetic exchange that's given when you give and you receive. And this because we're different species and we have something collectively that can benefit us together when we put our stuff together. So although we have this a women's conference, I invite men because I need their energy. We need their energy. We need them to be the leaders that they are in our lives. Yes, we're independent. Yes, we can do things on our own. Yes. But guess what? That's when we're operating in our masculine, right? But then we also have this feminine side. See, that's why I had to be all dialed up today. So we have to have their perspective too. Absolutely. So to kick off us today is none other than LA Duh. Let me tell you about this brother. This brother is it's so many things I could tell you about him. But he's a producer. He's a world-known, famous producer. I'm saying famous because he's famous. He's famous and infamous all in the same word, right? Producer with people like Jill Scott, people like Music Soul Child, and so many other, Karen Bradley, all these different artists that you've heard on the radio, and some movies too, you guys, you've heard some of his stuff. He's also has a world-renowned podcast called Against All Odds that he does with Sean Bradley, who was just featured on Vice TV. So you are dealing with the master, not just any kind of master, but he's the blind phone master with Synergy Dealership. So I'm gonna welcome to the stage. LA, you ready? You always ready. You ready?
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much, Carolyn, man. This is, man, I can already feel the energy that is rolling right now. You're talking about, worldwide, man. This is phenomenal stuff, man. We got to make sure that next time we do this, I'm going to make sure we simulcast onto Clubhouse, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where everything is, you know what I'm saying? So I got a meeting on Clubhouse right when I wrap up here. But like you said, I'm going to be popping in and out. So as she said, everybody, LA Dub, folks call me different things. LA Williams is my quote unquote business name. And I know my name sounds all regal because it's short for Leslie Alexander Williams III, right? So a lot of people tell me, LA, your name, it sounds like it's supposed to be like you come from money or something like that, right? But if you thought that, you couldn't be further from the truth, right? I grew up in average and ordinary town in America. Mine's is called North Philly. I don't know what yours is called, right? And so, it ain't necessarily the prettiest section of town. You understand where I'm coming from? So on top of that, as Carolyn was sharing with you, growing up in North Philly, I also grew up totally blind, okay? I lost my sight at the age of 3 due to having glaucoma. On my 3rd birthday, I had my 12th surgery and I lost my sight completely. Now, I'm not saying that to get any kind of pity. I don't want you to understand. I want you to understand that I'm the kind of person growing up, I wanted to be able to do all the stuff all the other kids did, right? So I didn't want nobody holding me back. You understand where I'm coming from? Like, it was other kids outside riding their bike and stuff like that. Man, I wanted to ride my bike too. So what? I can't see. You understand what I'm saying? It was other kids that was, in the house playing video games, and guess what I wanted to do, y'all? I wanted to play video games too, you know what I'm saying? I'm just the kind of person, I don't like nobody putting limits on me based off what they think I can and cannot do. If you feel how I feel, somebody put the word no limits in the chat. Somebody put the word no limits in the chat if you don't like other people putting limits on you based off what they think you can and cannot do. Okay, cool, so we got some people that feel where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? I don't like nobody putting limits on me. So anyway, growing up, I did realize that, I realized I was talented with music, production, engineering, and all that stuff that Carolyn was sharing. And so I opened up a studio. And I was making like $60 an hour running my studio. And most people would say, well, dang, LA, that's some pretty good income, right? But I actually still found myself limited, y'all. It just wasn't about what people said about me. It was about what my pocket said, right? I don't know if any of y'all have ever kind of experienced that challenge. If you've ever experienced the challenge of wanting to do something and your pockets are like, no. Put the word pockets in the chat. Just put the word pockets in the chat. If you've ever been shut down by your very own pockets, you're supposed to be in control here, right? You know what I'm saying? Nobody want my pockets telling me yes and no, right? And so, man, I really felt like I had to move away from being in that type of environment. And so in order for me to do that, I had to learn a couple of key things. And those things are what I'm going to share with you this morning, right? So as Carolyn was saying, I come from doing music, production, engineering, and stuff like that. I'm a vice president of a company called, hold on, I got some speech off going on right quick. Let me make sure I turn that off. Okay, so we got some, I'm a vice president of a company called Dealer Synergy, where we train, car dealers on how to sell cars over the internet and all that different type of stuff. But I also run a financial services company, okay? And a lot of times people are like, oh man, I know it's Sunday and we talk about, financial services and kind of like money and all that different type of stuff. And I don't know if that offends anybody. Hey, y'all let me know, yes or no, does that offend anybody talking about money on a Sunday? Y'all tell me in the chat right now, yes or no. Is that offensive for me to talk about money on a Sunday? Is that okay for me to do? Y'all just kind of let me know right now in the chat, yes or no. Is that offensive for me to talk about money? Okay, so somebody says no. I don't know if that's going to be okay with everybody. Okay, cool. So a couple of people saying it's okay for me to talk about money. I appreciate that, right? Because really, To understand this thing, money is a tool, right? Money, listen, they say money's not everything, and okay, that may be the case, but it's right up there with breathing. Let me see you live a quality life without some. You understand what I'm saying? Like money is not everything. Money, and they say money, money, more problems. Y'all heard that before? Y'all tell me yes or no in the chat if y'all heard more money, more problems. Tell me yes or no if y'all heard that in the chat before. Y'all probably heard the song before, right? The DJ probably got it all queued. More money, more problems. You probably heard Big talk about that more money, more problems before. Tell me yes or no if you've heard that before. Tell me yes or no if you heard more money, more problems before today. Is this not the first? Okay, cool. So we got somebody who's heard that term before, but here's what the truth of the matter is: it's more money, more options. More money, more options. Y'all put options in the chat for me. Let me know if y'all with me. More money, more options. See, money provides options, right? And see, a lot of us, we don't want to be, compelled and locked into whatever our pockets say. We want to have some daggum options. And so again, today, that's what we're kind of going to talk about, right? So let's talk about something that a lot of people don't really put enough attention to. Because if you're going to have some money, you got to have a money mindset, right? You got to have a money mindset. And so that's what we're going to talk about, really kind of raising our mindset. I heard you said yesterday, someone talked about confidence and how that will raise your income $7,000 to $28,000, man. Absolutely, 100% on it, right? So why does that happen? Well, it's because confidence, and see, money likes speed, right? Money likes that. See, the confident is a positive attribute that money wants to be attracted to. See, we got to understand how this stuff really works, right? And see, people go, well, Ellie, how in the world did you go from being broke, right, living in North Philly and everything like that, to kind of being the vice president of a company, having money, having a net worth of over $1 million? How in the world did you do that? Well, it's because of what my mind was focused on, right? Because whatever you focus on grows, right? And when you have a financial services company, your mind is going to be focused on money, but not just for you, but for others. Right? Not just for you, for others. So it's kind of one of the things that I'm constantly thinking about. How many people know, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, unequivocally, that whatever you focus your mind on is what you will attract to you. See, your mind is a magnet, right? And so you think about the law of attraction, some people be like, oh, they don't know that. But listen, I'm telling you, you can believe it or not believe it, but it is 100% it's the truth. Your mind is a magnet. Your thoughts are a magnet. And where do your thoughts come from? It's going to come from your mind. So thoughts are a magnet. I mean, somebody put the word magnet in the chat. If you understand that thoughts are a magnet, they're just magnets. That's all they are, right? Whatever you think about, you bring about, right? I'm not saying really anything new. You guys have heard this stuff before. Whatever it is you think about, this is what you bring about, right? Now let me kind of now something else that we've all heard of. We've heard of something called the reticular activating system, right? We've kind of heard that before, reticular activating system. And so basically what people think, about that is that, whatever you, are around, you kind of going to start noticing a little bit more of it, right? But I really want to give you a little bit more, just shine a little bit more truth on this whole reticular activating system. It's really just a filter. Right? It's a filter. So whatever you have, whatever it is that you're seeing, everything around you, you could be thinking about. I mean, luckily the reticular activating system filters out the things we don't necessarily need to be thinking about. Like, you don't need to be feeling the blood rushing through your right pinky right now. Like, that's not going to really, it's not really bringing you any value. So your reticular activating system filters that out for you. You understand what I'm saying? But let me ask you this: if I said, hey, whatever it is that you're focused on, because if you focus on your right pinky, you'll kind of notice it. You'll kind of start feeling, you'll pay attention to that thing, right? And so it's whatever it is that you're paying attention to that's going to really show in your life. So if I said to you yesterday, how many blue cars did you see? What could you tell? Could you really pinpoint how many blue cars you saw yesterday? Yeah, you might try to guess, right? But if I told you I'd pay you $1,000 for every blue car you see today, and I need the license plates and everything, right? You would pay a whole lot more attention to that, right? Because you want your income to grow $7,000 to $28,000, and you might see 7 to 28 brand new, blue cars, right? That's why whatever car it is that you purchase or you're about to purchase, man, you end up seeing that car everywhere. Those cars been there. It ain't nothing new. It's just that your reticular activating system begins to bring in that content. It allows it to get through the filter, right, and go into your mind. Well, one of the things about being in financial services, man, when I have conversations with people about money, right, opportunities for money just seem to filter through, right? It seems to get through to my consciousness, right? And see, that's what I want for each and every one of you. If you're okay with it, if everybody's okay with having more money, I would highly encourage you, right? You want to be able to allow your reticular activating system to let through that content, but it's not going to do it if you're not focused on it, right? If you're not focused, you really do have to focus your mind on what it is that you want. And so we talked about gratitude, right? You got to be gracious, right? You got to be appreciative of what it is that you have. Come 2022, I'm actually dropping a morning gratitude motivation. There's some pretty cool stuff, right? I got some music in the background. I'll be talking to everyone about just being grateful for the things that are in their lives. And so what I'm talking to you about is, of course, you got to be grateful, but you got to make sure you're thinking about the right stuff. And so you got to have your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Y'all heard Snoop talk about that a long time. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You got to have your mind and your money on your mind. These are things that you got to really focus on. Now, here's the deal. Understand that not only are thoughts a magnet, not only is your reticular activating system a filter, right? But your mind is literally a weapon, right? It's something that you can use, except the difference is it doesn't shoot out, right? It's not like a gun, like it shoots out. It does what? We said before, it magnetizes, right? So whatever you point your weapon at, right, it's going to magnetize, right? So whatever you're thinking about, it's going to magnetize to you at all times. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, right? And so what happens is we actually have about 75,000 thoughts per day, right? About 75,000 thoughts. That's, pretty much, we got 75,000 magnets. We are filtering through our reticular activating system, and this is what we have every single day, right? Here's the challenge. 91% of your 75,000, whatever I said, it's the same ones you thought about yesterday. It's the same ones you thought about yesterday. So you got up this morning, you thought about brushing your teeth. Hope you thought about that yesterday, right? You got up this morning, you thought about hopping on this. It's the same thing you thought about yesterday. So the 91% of our thoughts are just repeating over and over and over and over and over. And we wonder why our lives are the same thing over and over and over and over and over. So how in the world are we supposed to get different results if we're thinking the same thoughts over and over and over and over and over? Man, we gotta daggum police our thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta police our thoughts. Right? You cannot have the thing. As soon as you start having, especially negative thoughts, as soon as you start saying, oh, I'm too fat, you gotta be like, nope, get that thought out of here, right? As soon as you start thinking, oh, I could never get it done. Get that thought out of there. You know what I'm saying? You got to call the daggum thought police. Y'all see where I'm coming from? As soon as you start thinking that, oh, you won't get that rate, get that out of there, man. But any of those negative thoughts, man, you got to make sure that you call the thought police and get them out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's the and so we got to really focus. Really, it's only 9% of our thoughts that's going to make this difference. 9%. Listen, I ain't asking you to control and police, 75,000 thoughts. I'm not asking y'all to do that, right? But I am saying 9% of those thoughts, if you keep them in check, if you call the thought police, you can keep them in check. And it could take your life to an entirely new level. Man, so that's the kind of conversation that I wanted to have with you this morning. I just wanted to remind you, man, that goodness gracious, I know it's all kind of thoughts that's running through our minds every single day. Most of them are the same thoughts that we thought yesterday. Most of them are, not serving us, not putting us in position where we really want to be, not taking our lives forward. Man, but we know now that we got to do what, y'all? Put thought police in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Put thought police in the daggum chat. We got to call the thought police. You know what I'm saying? So we got to call the daggum thought police. And if we do that, man, I'm telling you, we get to take our lives to a whole new level. So as Carolyn was sharing with y'all, this is the kind of conversations I have on a regular basis every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. The Against All Odds radio show airs in Washington, D.C. on WONK Radio, WONK, 104.7 FM, right? And of course, his podcast right after that, it's on wherever you get podcasts and things like that. So you guys can get the radio show, the replay. You can get that, right? It's called the Against All Odds radio show. It's wherever podcasts are found. Make sure you get it. And listen, I'm always talking to literally the best of the best. Carolyn gonna feature on the daggum show. You can best believe that. We already had that conversation a couple weeks back, right? We're gonna get her on the show in 2022, man. And I'm telling you, she's gonna help everyone here because you are all her people, man. She's gonna help everybody here take their lives to the next level. So thanks so much, Carolyn. I appreciate you allowing me to speak on your stage. It's always such a blessing.
Woo, woo, woo. Oh, you know what, LA? This is like, it's a blessing for people to now be able to see the man behind the music, right? Because for those who have come in person, LA was my producer, but still is, always is, right? The producer. So that's the one you would hear. It's like, oh, he's a DJ. I'm like, no. He's a producer, not a DJ. He's a producer. So now to hear him.
But DJs can be producers too, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I got more money, more problems in the background. I hear it.
Yeah, but see, the only reason why I'm saying that is because you know how y'all be checking people sometimes, right? So I got checked, so I remembered that one.
You know, sometimes we make our known profession the one we really love first.
Absolutely.
As in producer / DJ / sound engineer / actor. You see what I'm saying?
We're multifaceted.
You know, that's what we do.
I understand. So look, how do you say, put some respect on my name? Okay?
That's right. Put some respect on my name.
Respect on my name.
LA.
Well, thank you, LA. I know you got other stuff to do, but thank you for coming in and sharing this platform with me. And I know, you always have something to bring and it's value. And I always love when you just said, I want to ride a bike anyway. I don't care if I can't see. Like, right? You said you need to see in order to ride a bike. Like, I hope y'all been catching the nuggets that he dropped for you early this morning. Like, if you got, like I said, if you already starting to get stirred up, I'm just stirred up already. I want to see people getting so good. I see so good stirred up. Like, I want to see stirred up in the chat. Like, he had you guys, like, he had me from the beginning. So I don't know about you, but I'm ready to rock this thing out. So we're going to hear back from him. He's going to welcome him back to the Mendo Talk panel. Man, that thing's going to be fire. Can't wait for LA to be on this panel with, when I tell you a male review, because, women's like, male review. Yeah, they're going to expose themselves in a different kind of way. They're going to expose who they are as men. So that way we can have a better understanding of. Now, look, Keisha's like, yes, I see Keisha back there like, yes. Yes, so LA, enjoy the rest of your day. We will catch you back a little later this afternoon.
Know it.
All right, boom.
Hey, let me just say something real quick.
Oh, okay, let me bring Roger in. Come on. Yeah, I was going to ask you too if you wanted to chime in on this. Go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, man, LA, bro, I don't even know if you remember me, man, but we was kind of hanging out together during the Carolyn's event at the Sugar House.
Absolutely.
The event I hosted. And I'm going to tell you something about this dude. This dude is hilarious. He got the most craziest sense of humor, man. He had me dying probably the whole event, man. And just a down-to-earth guy, very intelligent. And man, I appreciate everything that you said today. And I'm going to tell you, the thing that you said that kind of stuck out a couple of minutes ago, was kind of in line with something I heard Les Brown say. Whatever you focus on the longest will be the strongest in your life experience. And then I'm gonna share something with you guys, a little bit about me. I was born with a speech impediment. Didn't do well in school. Never went to college. Got married, had a failed marriage, ended up homeless, lost everything. I was living in a facility with 6 other people that I didn't know down the bottom of West Philly. It was the lowest point in my life. And the thing about it was nobody ever knew it. Nobody knew what I was dealing with, what I was going through. And I spent probably half of my life thinking that I was a failure, thinking that I couldn't be successful, believing that I wasn't good enough. I didn't go to college, not because I couldn't. I didn't go to college because when I graduated high school, I didn't believe I was smart enough to go to college. See, whatever you focus on the longest will become the strongest in your life experiences. And it wasn't until I met someone that spoke into my life and awakened something in me that turned my life around. Now, I'm a 2-time author, right? I'm a speaker. I have a mentoring program. And I speak to college students, high school students. I got a call from a lady. And what happened was over the years, I began developing myself because I thought it was too late for me. See, when you get in your 40s and your 50s, you start thinking maybe it's too late for me. Maybe I can't be that person that I dreamed about. Maybe I should just kind of hang it up and just ride it out, working a job and just retire, and whatever happens, happens. But the Lord brought a mentor into my life, and she started training me and started speaking into my life, and I started developing myself. Started making a couple videos and putting on some Live Your Dream conferences. Carolyn was a part of the first conference. But at the same time, I still wasn't feeling like, nothing could happen for me. One day I got a call from a lady, and she said, "Hi, I was calling you because you don't know who I am, but I was on the internet." And she said, "Sir, I wasn't even looking for you." She said, "But I was on the internet and one of your videos popped up." And she said, she said that video kind of hit me in the heart because I enjoyed your message. I said, "Thank you, I appreciate that." She said, "Listen," she said, "I have a nonprofit organization and we do a leadership camp every year. We bring in hundreds and hundreds of college kids from all over the world to this camp once a year up in the Poconos." And she said, "I would love for you to come down and speak." "I would love for you to come down and speak to our students." I said, "You want me to come?" She said, "Yes." So she said, "My team's going to call you next week and we're going to interview you." I said, "Okay." They called me the following week, team interviewed me, and they grilled me for 30 minutes. They was asking me questions about what my core message was. What do I talk to students about when I speak? They set up scenarios. What would you say if you were in this predicament with these students and these students? And for 30 minutes, they grilled me and I nailed it. By the end of the 30 minutes, they said, "Mr. Williams, what do you want?" She said, "We'll pay you whatever you want." Now, I'm afraid to give them a price because up until this point, I didn't know what my value was. I said, maybe I should just charge them $500, but I don't want to scare them away. I didn't know what to say, what to charge them. She said, "Tell us what you want, Mr. Williams." I said, "Well, how long do you need me to speak for?" She said, "We need you there for at least 4 hours because after you're done speaking, we need you to set aside time to speak to our students, maybe have lunch with them and talk with them and just give them advice and inspire them, speak into their life. So we're going to need you here about 4 hours. What do you charge?" I said, $2,500 per hour starting price. And when I said that, I kind of froze within myself. I said, these people about to hang up on me. Before we got off the phone, they didn't say, "We'll have your money. We'll have half of it when you get here, half when you finish the job." Before I got off the phone, they had already wired the money into my account. And that taught me a valuable lesson that it doesn't matter. Number one, you have to value who you are. And sometimes when you don't have nobody speaking into your life, you got to speak to yourself. And you have to tell yourself that I am good enough, that I am worthy. I am smart. And I don't care what your report card says, there's still a genius inside of you. When God sent Moses, he told Moses, go to Pharaoh and tell him to let my people go. Moses said, God, won't you send somebody else? He said, I got a speech. I'm slow of speech. Why would you send me? I don't have nothing. And what did God tell him? He said, what's that in your hand? He said he had a staff in his hand. He said, throw the staff down on the floor, Moses. Moses threw the staff on the ground and it turned into a snake. See, my point is this. We focus so much on what we don't have that we don't even pay attention to what we do have. Brian Tracy said, everything that you need to be successful is already inside of you. It was in me the whole time. What did the lady say at the end of The Wizard of Oz when she saw the good witch? She told Dorothy, she said, you had the power the whole time to get home. The whole time. You went through the jungle, the lions, the tigers, the bears, the witches. You went through all of that. And the whole time, you already had everything you needed to get to where you wanted to be. And I spent most of my life talking about what I didn't have. And the whole time God was saying, but you got it. You may not have this, but you got that. And you got me. So I just want to encourage you and let you know that whatever you focus on is what's going to manifest in your life. And when I stopped focusing on what I didn't have, when I stopped feeling sorry for myself, when I stopped speaking negativity into my own life, when that turned around, that's when my life turned around. Carol?
Wow. Man. See, you know what? Sometimes, I'm glad they said, and you were able to add that perspective to it. And it allows something to come out, and I have to, for those who know me, sometimes I just have to allow the spirit to just go and just tell it, because you never know, who am I to interrupt something? Who am I to interrupt a message that needs to come out that somebody needs to hear? It may not be what I want to hear or need to hear, somebody else, but they may want or not need to hear, but somebody needed to hear exactly what was said. So I think, yeah, that was powerful. I'm here saying absolutely. Like, so listen, we are amongst a bunch of people. And here's the thing. Yesterday was the same thing. And you know what? We began and we ended in the time that we were supposed to, right? And it was exactly the way, because this is all part of the assignment. So we have to be obedient to what things and how they are in the way they're mapped out. So Roger, you rocked it. I'm still tripping off of the understand the assignment, because this is all part of the assignment. And so now we see, not only we didn't know we was going to have 2 bits of inspiration, right? So I love it, like double trouble right here. We had LA who brought us that, and then Roger came right in. I learned some new things. I didn't even know that. And I've known this brother for a minute, and I didn't even know a lot of the things that he just gave to us. And that's what it is. It's about being transparent. It's about being vulnerable and just having this confidence in yourself. He was able to be confident in himself. I mean, because I'm pretty sure we all have some kind of story we can relate to, because I thought of some things too. But in the meantime, so we have our inspiration. And so now, so Roger, you ready for some motivation?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's bring it.
Ready. So if everybody ready for some motivation, let me see, put ready in the chat. Let me just see, put ready in the chat. Let me just share with you who is coming up to the stage next. Oh, she is a coach, a speaker, and a philanthropist. She lives and resides here in Philadelphia. I just call her because, I told her, we familiar like that. So I'm just going to give her, she just go by the name of Max. So that's just powerful. See, I think, the shorter, I got to come up with like a shorter name than Carolyn. I have too many syllables, but my name is my name. Put some respect on my name. There we go. But welcome to the stage. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the stage. None other than, if you're ready for this motivation that you're going to get this morning, Here she is, already and beautiful. I'm going to let you take the stage, Meg.
Hey, good morning. I'm off from you? Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited. And Roger and LA, you guys, I was sitting here getting some nuggets, and y'all led me right into this conversation of motivation, because I'm listening to y'all stories, and we all have things that we have gone through in life that motivates us to be who we are and to be where we are, and to never give up and to keep pushing forward for ourselves and for others. So I just say thank you for just kind of leading right into this conversation. And I have all these notes, but I'm like, what? Let's get personal with it. Cause you guys just like, let me, I just want to get personal with it, And so I want to talk about motivation, and I want to talk about, first of all, like some definitions or some things of what people may think motivation is, right? So a lot of people think motivation is, oh, we all social media addicts. We're seeing what others are doing on social media. And so sometimes, especially now in the social media world, we want what they have. Like, I want that money. I want that car. I want that nice boat. You know what I mean? But as I always say, is that what others have is not necessarily for you, right? And who's to say social media, you don't know. It might not even be what they necessarily have, right? So we have all these physical, tangible things that we feel motivate us because we want to get that car, we want to get that house, right? But I always say, what is that thing that is inside of you that is also a physical, tangible thing, right? And so motivation for me comes from when I'm walking down the street and when I'm speaking to others, how they can see my light shining, how they can see me smiling, right? That is my motivation outside of me versus tangible things. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. As Carolyn mentioned, my name is Maxanne. Everyone calls me Max. And I have two organizations. And one is Jawar 18, which is a mentoring program. And the other is Women of Valor 74, which I do live coaching and panel discussions and different things of that nature. I, too, was also born in North Philadelphia. Hard life growing up, back in the day, had the book of food stamps, lived in the projects, but you would never know that that is where I came from. Why? Because the motivation within myself is that I want to be better. I want more than, others have. I want more for myself. I want more for my family. Also, what you may not have known as well is I lost my son in 2017. He was innocently murdered, and I should have died in that. But guess what? I had vision, and I always say, if I didn't have vision, I would have died. But because I had vision, that kept me motivated to keep moving forward. So I always say motivation, sometimes that motivation can be found in pain, right? But the motivation that you have and that you receive, however you receive it, is for you and is for others. So I do what I do to keep myself motivated, but also to help others with their process of if they're going through pain and things of that nature, to say, you can make it, you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve, but it's up to you to go through the motions. It's not about, I always say, it's not about the end result, but it's about the journey. It's about the lessons. It's about what you're learning within yourself and what you're showing, outside of self for the light for others, right? So I always say motivation is part of action, and that's stepping out in faith from a vision that is not seen yet. I remember when my son was murdered and I got past the anger and I said, so God, okay, what do I do with this? He gave me the vision that I am walking out on now. And it's been 4 years, and to see how my organizations have grown and how I'm on so many different platforms speaking about so many things. And I would have never thought out of that pain that this motivation and where I am now is where I would ever be. And not only inspiring myself, but also motivating and inspiring others. So sometimes, again, our motivation can come from pain, but it's that faith that keeps you moving. It's kind of walking, like I say, tunnel vision. It's like, these things are happening outside of you, but you just have this vision to keep moving forward, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're seeing outside of yourself. That is motivation for you to keep going. And as you're moving forward in life, it helps you and it helps so many others. Persistence and hard work. Again, we know it's hard to achieve things. We know a lot of people won't support you, but persistence. If you have a vision, Nobody can stop you from it. And I always say, you may not be where you want to be in this moment, but if you keep moving forward with vision and motivation and faith, you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And I always say, my life is an example. So I don't just speak, I live it. So when you see my life and see all that I've gone through, and I'm still doing it, and I'm still moving, and I'm still going, that is motivation for others, because I live what I speak. Motivation is when you walk and you're smiling. I feel like you're motivating others to smile. Your light is shining outside, and that's motivating others to want to be who you are. That's motivating others to say, hey, I want that smile. I want that light shining inside of me. So what do I necessarily need to do? What changes do I need within myself to just have that glow? Just have that glow. I remember one thing my son said, and I would never, ever forget it. And he said, if you try, you risk failure. If you don't, you ensure it. And that is something that has stayed with me, just stayed with me. You have to try, because if you don't try, you'll never know what you can achieve. And if you never try, you won't never know. And I think a lot of times we get stuck in what's, again, happening in this world. We get stuck in what we see. We get stuck in, again, social media and seeing what others have. But have you tried it? Have you tried to achieve these things? Because I feel like there is absolutely nothing that you cannot achieve. We are all here on vision. We are all here on purpose. Some people think we're just here to get up every single day and go to work at 9 to 5. No, God has something for you to do. And sometimes it just takes a moment to come outside of yourself and ask God, what do you want me to do? And start writing the steps down to do it. Start writing the steps down to achieve it. Because again, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that you cannot achieve. There is absolutely nothing that you cannot achieve. All you need, again, is motivation, personal. What is your personal reason to be motivated? What is the reason you want to do what you want, what you are here to do? Action steps behind it. Focus and persistence. A lot of times fear, right? We all are afraid of achieving. Fear keeps us from doing some things. And I don't know if any of you guys know what the acronym for fear is, but fear is false evidence appearing real. False evidence, which means that fear is not even something tangible. That fear is something within inside of you that you are able to change to move forward in the vision that you have for yourself. So always remember that. Always remember that. Again, just motivation is something that you are able to do, but it is up to you to want to do it. It is up to you to take those action steps towards it. And again, I am a living, walking testimony that there is absolutely nothing that you cannot achieve, no matter what you are going through. It's all up to you. We all have the strength to achieve what we want to achieve. Life is so much bigger than what we see. Life is so much bigger than what we experience. It is so much bigger, but it's up to you to be motivated to find out what you're here for. That's it for me. I'm so grateful, Carolyn. Thank you for giving me this platform.
Man, you're quite welcome. Thank you. Listen, blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings. So, wow.
Share some of what.
Don't do that, Carolyn. You're gonna make me cry. Because you know my story, so don't do it. You're gonna have me on here crying. But, yeah.
And the thing is, and Chris does not, and you hear the music.
There's no way that you could ever know how much grace and mercy I've been shown.
You like, don't do it.
Into my eyes, you see. Life has tried to get the best.
See, I'm a great
Sunday, right?
Teary-eyed. Don't do that. But there's just this lot. There's nothing you can achieve. There's absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah.
I know this, cause
so I mean, like, so, you know, like, so You have to share with them. You have to share with them this moment. You have to share with them why this. Share with them this moment.
Yeah, again, using my personal pain. My motivation came through pain. Even though sometimes that pain just like where it's coming from, but it motivates you. And I can't even begin to tell you, I've been on Netflix, a documentary. I was on Netflix. I am now the speaker for the Soul Shot Portrait Project. I'm on so many different platforms speaking, and you never know what your journey in life brings you to. And so for me, it's like, wow, like from that, and not just that, but even pain outside before my son's death. That's where my Woman of Valor 74 comes from. It comes from personal pain that I experienced as a young girl. So I made a platform for young girls to talk about those things that we rarely talk about. And like I said, it's only been 4 years, and just to see, where God has taken me, and I never would have known where the journey would bring me to, but this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is something that I know I'm supposed to be doing. This is what God has set me here to do. So, and it's just again, you don't know what the journey of your life will bring you to. And going back to Roger and going back to LA, they've all had something that that was personal to them that they thought they couldn't get through or achieve. And I think when you go through some personal stuff like that, that makes you be even more motivated to achieve, because you're not going to let anything hold you back. And you know that you are on assignments to get it done regardless. So that's
and how old was Ja when he passed? When he was murdered?
He was 18. And he was a great kid, on his way to college. 12th grade, he went to Boys Latin, so I had him on the right path. So, and he was innocently murdered while visiting his sister on Thanksgiving break. So, he was on the right path. I was setting him on the right path. So, when something
and so what it is that in his passing, in his death, it gave you life.
Exactly. And his light still shines through me. And everything that he was about still shines through me and all that I do. And all that I do. And it's funny because, again, before he was murdered, I was already doing some things. And then his death just motivated me to do more. So it's almost like God has set me on his path. But when John's death came, it just made it bigger. It made it so much bigger. And so again, I say, sometimes your motivation comes through pain, but it's still already what you were predestined to do.
Right.
And bring you to so many different platforms to just motivate others and inspire others. Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thank you. And I need it. And you said, since this is a space, and so that way people can really get and understand that there really is purpose in your pain. It sounds cliche, but your pain has purpose. Like you go through these things not because why did this happen to me? Like, oh my God, I want everything to be roses. But if you really take and find that gem that's in it, there's a gem in there. There's something that's waiting to be, for those who are mothers, women on here, it's pain. But look what the life that we bring. Your pain brings life to a whole different assignment. So thank you. Thank you for continuing to walk into your purpose and walk on your assignment and allowing us to really tap into what that is about us, bringing us this motivation to let us know that, you know what, there's light. There's light. There's light.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. Woo, okay, we done had church this morning, y'all. She done got me crying. She done got me crying. Bev, what you
Well,
before we bring a leg, Allegra shaking her head. I gotta give, I saw Allegra's been emotional too, so I'm giving her some time to get to woosah. Yeah, you're welcome. I see she's like
yeah, that right there is nothing. Being a mother, we always say we never want to feel the pain of going before our children, because our children going before us, I'm sorry, because that right there is something that I can't even fathom on how I would get through it, because and when people say I understand, no, you don't. You won't understand until it happens to you. Okay. You can only say certain things to me, but you would never understand. And it takes another person. My godmom, her son was murdered the day before his 21st birthday. He died on my birthday. She let him go. And her speaking and her having her book published in Lincoln University, her is just, and everything that she's gone through this whole time. Like, her story is like 36 brain surgeries, and is like the things that she has endured, is phenomenal women. Max is a phenomenal woman and strong, because it takes a strong person to keep moving forward after something like that happening.
And the thing is, she said she was already giving and serving young girls and young ladies. And now see, the beauty of this is, right, she could have easily had an vengeance, right? And like, well, I'm not helping anybody. No one helped me. And then she could have turned, dark to that and not been able to continue to serve. But not only did she continue to serve in the way she was, the capacity she was already doing, it elevated her. It elevated her to another capacity. It stretched her beyond her comfortability, right? And to be able to still serve at such a great capacity, like, that's what your pain is about. Your pain is to push you to serve.
Absolutely.
Your pain is to push you to give. And as you do, you will receive in return.
But first you have to see the light in that darkness.
Yeah. All that. So listen, I know we on a Sunday, but we got, this was intentional, not by me. All right.
Absolutely.
So we got to follow exactly where we at. So, man. So, next we have coming up, and it's so interesting, so angelic, right? Angelic, and her name is Allegra, right? And she just has this so angelic smile about her presence and her sound and her tone and her voice, and she's going to come to us this morning, just to give us some more with this health and wellness and about mind and yeah, you ready? Are you ready to come to the stage?
I am ready.
Ready and willing and able. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I just lost you. Where'd you go? See, we're going to put blessings on this thing. When you got multiple pages on your Zoom, hey. All right, Allegra, please be a blessing to us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. And it's so funny because when I practiced like just my greeting, it was so in order, right? I was going to thank the church and the congregation, you know how that goes, right? And then these speakers came and tore me all the way up. So I want to say first, thank you so much for your obedience and courage, because often people don't think about that. Your story has motivated me and almost had me, so I had to say, Carolyn, move me back a little because I'm a little emotional. So thank you, first of all. Thank you so much for everybody that's spoken and shared this stage. I appreciate you. So again, my name is Allegra Jackson. I am the CEO of Clear Cachet Elites. My company focuses on wellness and positive self-evolution. That's my vision. Today, I'm talking about wellness of the mind. So I want to share a couple of statistics with you so you kind of just understand the why. Why is it important? Do you know that if you work on your mind, that your productivity can improve 120%? You can reduce the risk of hospitalizations through coronary disease by 87%. And you can improve anxiety by 60%. Those are huge numbers, right? And professionally, I'm a nurse. So that was my first introduction or interest in wellness. Holistic wellness, I thought. I went into the field and I was going to be, all about just taking care of people. But one of the things that has really changed the trajectory for me is because I personally had success in trauma. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, and it is. But I did. I had success in trauma because I'd become so eloquent with exploiting my achievements that I didn't recognize my mind was in a terminal state. You see, I traded my joy for happiness, and I hid in those spaces of academia and professionalism. I had a host of other people that claimed to care about me that said I had gotten to the arrived stage. And as I guess a protective mechanism, I only looked at the pretty part of me, the part that I had worked on. I had an insatiable appetite to gain more academically. I walked across the stage with bukus of honor cords. I was a part of every organization related to honors. I went on and got additional bachelors that I up to this day haven't really used, and a master's degree. Now, all those things have added to me professionally, but that was the only part I worked on. See, I became one-dimensional, kind of a slave to the motions. I was living robotically. Quality of life had escaped me, all because of my childhood trauma. I knew then, as people began to come to me and ask for advice because they thought I'd arrived, that I not only had a responsibility to have an answer for them, but also to have an answer for myself. I have been so moved by the stories and the personal journeys that the speakers here have shared. They talked about trauma to triumph. They talked about pain to purpose, chaos to creativity, even shiznick to success, right? But the thing that's interesting to me is that each of them, whether it's through the trauma, the pain, or whatever it may be, they make conscious decisions to make behavioral changes that save their lives, the lives of others, birth creative innovations. They accepted assignments, and ultimately quality of life was realized. So, it's cliche-ish, right? But we often say the mind is a terrible thing to waste. I've said it to my children. But in order to prevent that wastefulness, we have to respect the intricacy of the mind. We've got to understand that it demands care, much like your body. We've got to also understand that although mental health and mindful health can coexist, they're not synonymous. So let's talk just a tad about mental health. When I think about mental health, I think about it has a clinical wellness goal that's set in place. Often there are diagnoses or behaviors that indicate there probably should be a diagnosis. There are medicines and treatments that are put into place. Often licensed professionals are involved in the care. Financial commitments exist and insurances support those treatments. Mindful health, however, is a personal wellness goal. There's no specific intellect or degree that's needed. It can be achieved without medication, although some people use some natural remedies, right? You might use a coach, spiritual advisor, or accountability partner. Less financial support because insurance isn't going to pay for those things. Now, note, both of these may need the assistance of counseling, which is healthy. It's important also to understand why you're here. What are some of the reasons that people get here? I shared mine was trauma, childhood trauma, abuses that made me validate myself in academia and professionalism. Sometimes it's ignorance of the need that we need to work and exercise our brain. Maybe it's the loss of previous structure. Something's happened and you veered off course. or maybe it's just plain being unclear of your assignment. So today, I kind of want to share with you just a few initiatives I utilize for myself, and I share with clients all the time who are interested in recovering their mindful wellness and positive self-discovery. So make note that any running machine requires a lubricant or oil to create some fluid and properly ordered movements. Your mind is no different. So I often ask them first, what's in your oil pot? Is it dry? Is it full of sludge? Do you have the right grease for what you're cooking? So understand there's differences in consistencies and purposes of that oil. There are 3 exercises that I use. Of course, there are numerous other ones, but these are just 3 that I picked today. The first is affirmations, and we've heard that discussed before. I call it the essential oil, right? It's good, it's relaxing, it's easy, smells real good, but it's potent and it only takes a few drops to make impact. So yes, write your positive thoughts. Visit them, not just in the morning on your bathroom mirror. Take them throughout your day, in your office, in your car. Make them present tense and not future tense. I am powerful, not I will be. Update those things when necessary. For me, I've used several affirmations for over a year or 2, but there are times I've had to level up and change those according to what I'm going through. The second thing is unlock creativity. I call that your cooking oil. You see, because you have flexible choices in cooking oil. You can use coconut oil, olive oil, you can use straight up lard. But those things accommodate for the occasion and situation. We know we're pre-designed with specific gifts, but we're not required to limit ourselves to the things that we've developed up to this point. So gain a new skill, take a new class, allow an unfamiliar experience to come into your life journey, and refute the previous limitations, whether that's by friends, coworkers, or yourself. And the third thing I'd like to share is utilize your 5 senses. I call that your skin oil, right? Those oils are proactive. We put them on our body. They're protective. They soothe us, and they're part of our grooming. So our senses are the key to memories. For example, you could have a memory or a smell of a cologne, and that trigger you back to the past where someone abused you, had that smell. It brings information back to the mind, and then the mind has to choose whether to respond or react to it. So I encourage you to allow yourself to feel those things, even when they're challenging and painful, because those things are essential in your healing. They're essential in unlocking the answers, because those things that stay in your mind unanswered are where you have the sludge and prevent any fluid movement. Reset those memories and repurpose the senses associated with it. You know, in nursing, we assess everything. It's really, really important that you do that for your mind too. Be conscious of the oil that you put in, even with your car when it's time to weatherize it, or whether you have a lot of miles, you may have to put a heavier oil. So in closing, I kind of just charge you to look at your oil pot. Honey, if it's old grease, throw it out. If you can't identify the purpose of it, it may be time to go shopping. To achieve full wellness, you must understand that your physical body, your spiritual body, and your mental capacity that works well together for your good. So you deserve to have more and better because you're worth it. I charge you to do just that. It's in your grasp. That's all I got. Hopefully I didn't go over my 10 minutes.
Well,
Awesome.
What'd you say?
That was awesome. I like the analogy she made with the oil though. That was creative. I like that. It got the point across really well.
Oh,
Sometimes
yeah.
you run them miles up on that car, you know, your car start acting funny, you know, it's time to change that oil. And I remember about a year or so ago, I went to get my oil changed on my car, and the guy was like, "Yo, man, when was the last time you changed this? It was thick and black, and just wasn't what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to come out smooth, you know." And sometimes you burn yourself out because you haven't changed your oil. So work on your mindset. Work on your mindset. You can't put, how does it say? You can't put new wine in old skins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to, in order to stay up, stay sharp, and keep doing the assignment that you were called to do, is you're gonna have to keep renewing your mind, keep allowing yourself to remain around positive people that can help you and push you forward to better places.
Wow. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Let's, man. Allegra, didn't I tell you guys that she had like this angelic voice about her? Like just kind of soothed, went right in, right, Bev, like, yeah, Bev is just like, yeah, so sweet. Keisha said so sweet, so sweet. So thank you, Allegra. Thank you so much for blessing us and helping us remind us about the oil, like the oil. There's an anointing in the oil. But it has to be smooth, right? You gotta change it. You gotta
looking at my oil a little different.
Say that again, Bev.
Had me looking at my oil a little different.
Just all of that part. It's all about perspective.
Yeah.
Y'all need my spectacles. Are they clean today? They were a little dirty yesterday. Chris he checked me yesterday.
You know, I gotta keep you in check, Carol.
Y'all look out for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, Ms. Allegra, thank you so much. We hope you stay with us. You know, you were in with us yesterday and rocked out, and you gave us that one word sentence of wow. And so thank you.
Thank you. It's an awesome place to be. I am so appreciative. I'm excited to hear everything else.
Awesome. Get your notepad, get your notepads. Thank you. So, yo, Roger and Bev, guess we gotta do a little plug real quick. So it's 11:25, right?
Yeah.
It's getting kind of close to eat a little bit for those here in the United States. Right? So if they want to eat, like, do they have to worry about stopping and missing anything?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. All they gotta do is take this right here. You know, everybody got the app. You know, you just click on your phone and you just go to what? Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. Roger, do you remember how much they get off when they go to Uber Eats?
$10. Hey, listen, I'm about to order me something right now.
Thanks to Uber Eats for seeing and value in this conference, and want to make sure that nobody misses anything. I know that was a cheesy plug, but hey, I gotta acknowledge that they're giving everybody $10. When have you attended something for free and someone gave you $10? Somebody gave you money. What? And feed you. So not only are you going to be fed with your mind, body, and soul plug leading up to our next two speakers for body, but right now, not for the UK, only in the US, but the next event is going to be worldwide. So for this event, it's only in the US. Sorry, Haley. But the next time we got you, we got the rest of the world, because we had to do a currency exchange, and they didn't have enough time to do that. So, but go to Uber Eats and you put in the code. It's so simple. It's CYWC 2021. That's it. You get $10 off. Make sure you use it. But it's today. It was available yesterday, all day yesterday, and all day today. And here's the thing. If you want to order something for today and then maybe tomorrow, and you might have maybe your kid's phone or your another phone or somebody, you got to use 2 different devices. That's the trick, okay? Because it's only one per order, one user. So if you try to use it again twice, it's going to say, oh, you already used it. So if you want to use it again, just use another phone. I'm just
putting it out there.
There you go.
Get something for tomorrow, and you could be, and here's the thing, the beauty of it is is that it doesn't matter what you can get, you can get vegan, you can get breakfast, you can get ice cream, you can get food, whatever kind of food you want.
Haley said,
Get
play the clip.
$10. I love it. So talk about body. I had to do that. Oh, and one other plug real quick. So the code, somebody can put the code in there. It's CYWC 2021. That's also our hashtag. So if you like this stuff so far, tell everybody on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, just use the hashtag CYWC 21 or CYWC Expo. Okay, so make sure people get to understand and see what they're missing. And they can still register. They can still come on and join us at CYWC. That's the theme, 2021.eventbrite.com. Tell them to come on in here, get in here. My boy MJ Harrison. I don't know if y'all seen him on Facebook, but I like when he does that. Get in here. So we are about to go across the pond. So do y'all know what the pond is, Roger and Bev? Y'all know what that is?
You gotta talk to me about that one. What's the pond?
Okay, so here in the States, we say we going, okay, we got the ocean, right?
Mm-hmm.
But over in the UK, they call it the pond. Okay. So our next two speakers are coming to us from across the pond.
All right.
And they're both going to give us this information about body. Body, yada, 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 yada. Okay, I'm sorry. I had, always thinking songs. Songs always pop in my head. Songs always pop in my head for everything. Right. I always say it. I know Haley's always like, across the pond. Lovely, lovely. So we have we talk to each other. We go, lovely. Hi, lovely. Hi, lovely. Hi, lovely. So first you're going to hear from Eushani, and I got her name right this time. Woo-hoo! So Eushani coming all the way from Texas, I believe. Okay. But we're going to welcome her to the stage. Are you ready, Eushani? Are you ready?
I am ready.
Oh, she is ready.
You heard it? You heard it? Yeah, that the whole accent right there. I love it.
It just changed, and it's across the
Good afternoon, everyone.
Love it. So we're going to give you the stage. So go ahead.
Actually, you know what, Caroline? I'm actually on the beautiful island of Antigua in the Caribbean at the moment. So
that counts. Caribbean.
Kind of a little kind of pond.
On a little pond.
Yeah.
We're going to check that one off. Antigua. Yes. We checking that off.
It's hot. It's hot. That's right. So, but listen, thank you so much for having me on. It's actually just when I came on, and I've just been so inspired by hearing everybody. It's been absolutely wonderful. Now, I'm Eushani Burton. I run a company called Designed to Live, because I believe that we were designed to live life and not just exist in it. I help women over 40 to just be amazing as they get older. So often we just sort of like feel that we fall by the wayside, but there is life to come, and we have to just continue to be our amazing selves, and I help women to do that. I take a holistic approach, a comprehensive approach. It's not just about what we eat and what we do, but it's also about how we think as well. So I've been in the industry for probably about over 30 years, and there's one thing that I realize is that there are people who set a goal and they go through it, reach it, maintain it, everything fine. But there's other people who don't. Now, New Year's Eve is coming up. We're going to set some New Year's resolutions, and apparently January the 15th is the date where everybody just like forgets about their New Year's resolutions and they fall by the wayside. But hopefully today I'm going to be able to help you to keep your fitness journey, your health journey going, and so you can have the body that you desire. You can feel the way that you haven't felt for years, and you can be just the version of you that is just simply healthy and wonderful. So now, one of my favorite stories in the Bible. And this is somebody that had an assignment. He knew what his assignment was. And that is the story of Joseph. It takes up 13 chapters. You can go and find it in Genesis 39 to 50, right? And it's a great story. It's a great musical as well. But this story has intrigue. It has jealousy. It has hatred. It has all kinds of things. It's joy. It's got everything in it, all the emotions. You need to read that story. But I'm not going to go through the whole story now. But what I'm going to do is going to go through 10 lessons that you can learn to help you on your health journey. Okay, so let's go. First of all, Joseph had, sorry, I'm going to time myself because I have a tendency to just keep going like a Duracell battery. So I'm going to time myself and make sure that that does not happen today. Okay, so number one, now whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in, if you have a faith, and incidentally, it's been proven that those people who do have a faith are happier. So, but first of all, seek God's plan for your life, whether that is, whether you believe in God or believe in something else. Just seek that plan and know what your purpose is. And Joseph and purpose and assignment was revealed to him when he was just a teenager, and he knew exactly where he was going to be, and that shaped the rest of his life because he was faithful and knew that was going to happen. Number two, have a dream. You can write these down. Have a dream, and I don't know how that people get through life really without having a dream. Sometimes we have to have that thing to aim for, and it can be as wild as you want it to be, but that even if you get a smidgen of that, I don't say smidgen in America, we say it over here, right? A smidgen, a little bit of that huge, amazing, wonderful goal, then that is going to still improve your life. So, the Bible says that as a man thinking in his heart, so is he. So what are you thinking? Think about that goal and you will get it. And I think somebody said it earlier as well, about what you focus on the longest. I can't remember the rest. Something about the strongest, but you were here, Number three, don't share your dream with anyone. Now, or just anyone. Now, Joseph shared his dream with his brothers and his dad, and that got him into hot water. Because listen, not everybody is for you. Not everybody is your cheerleader. Some people are out there just to listen and hear what you have to say and put you down. They may well be talking about you. So don't just tell anyone what your plans are. Because listen, I deal with women all the time whose friends are saying, they're happy on their journey. They are losing their weight. They are feeling great. And somebody will come to them and say, I think you're going too far now. Yeah, I think you need to stop now. And it's not about you, it's about them. They're uncomfortable with you changing, maybe because they don't have the strength and the willpower to do what you're doing. So ignore those people from life, right? Because you are on your journey, and your journey is going to be different to anyone else's. Focus on your journey and don't let anybody else come and tell you that you need to stop. If it's good for you, keep going. So know who you're telling, and don't tell anyone. And bear in mind that could even be your family. Now, number 4, the journey to your purpose may not be what you expected. Now, remember, you have an assignment. You know what the end is going to be. So whatever comes your way, you need to just ride that, because listen, you may, and sometimes we try to do God's job, right? But we don't know what that is. But we want to go from A to B. What happens in between is not up to us. We just focus on the B, and we can go up and down and round to get there. But we have to remember we have an assignment, we have an end goal, and we need to stay on the course. That course may be like this, but that's okay. Enjoy the ride. Number 5. The journey is to prepare you for your purpose. Now, in the Joseph story, when he was a slave, he was the GOAT. He was the greatest slave of all time. Imagine, the master put him in charge of the whole household. I've never heard that before, right? But that experience, that was helping him for his purpose. When he was in prison, he was the greatest prisoner of all time. He was put in charge of the other prisoners. Has anybody ever heard that before? So, but being in charge of the other prisoners helps him to learn so many different just characteristics that he could use in his final dream job, I called it. So yeah, whatever you're going through, don't worry about that. Just learn from it. Don't sit there and moan about it. Learn from your journey. Right, let's move on. Number 6, be faithful. Right, you know what? Shiny objects are going to be coming and they're going to be trying to steer you off course all the time. And they are going to try and take you away from your dream. But don't be swayed. Don't give up. Just stay faithful to your assignment. And, you know, even when he was faced with Potiphar's wife, who's trying to seduce him, he said, how can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? He ran from her. And that's what I want you to do. When somebody comes along and tries to steer off course, run and stay away from them. You know where you're heading and you stay on that course. Now, remember, people may get upset when you say no to them if it doesn't align with you. That's okay. They're on a different path. They're not on your journey. So whatever you are doing is going to get you closer to your purpose. Number 8, take action. A goal is just a wish if you don't take action on it. Now, Joseph asked the cupbearer to remember him. Now, listen, sometimes what he could have is he just could have said, or they could have just said, thank you, and gone. But he said, no, wait, remember me. He took action. If he hadn't have said that, they may not have remembered him. So what action are we taking towards our goal? Now, all I'd say is don't just wish and hope that it's going to happen. You need to actually do something, take action on it, and then you'll just see the floodgates just open and all these opportunities will come your way. Number 10, this is the last one. Number 9, have a plan, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So, you know, not only did Joseph interpret Pharaoh's dream, he actually told him what he needed to do to make sure that Egypt did not go into a famine and, you know, just totally was annihilated. So don't just have that dream, have a plan to get there. Get your final dream, like work backwards and decide what you need to do today, okay? Number 10 is be giving. After everything Joseph's brothers put him through, sometimes we go through things that people have put us through. And you know what? He could forgive them. And we need to practice forgiveness, not only of others that may have hurt us, but for ourselves. We don't want to be drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die from it. We need to make sure that we are kind of free, because it is really free. And when you can forgive yourself, forgive others, and then, you know, let it go, because guaranteed that person that you're looking at and wishing that they were all kinds of things, they ain't even thinking about you. So ignore them, focus on you, forgive yourself, and it's going to help you on your health journey. Now, one thing about this story as well is that every time that God wanted to take Joseph through, he changed his clothes. Now, let's just go through those clothes. First of all, he had the coat of many colors. Then he had his slave clothes. He then had, his next change was into his prison clothes. And then before he met Pharaoh, he had to change into his clothes, his court clothes, so he could go to meet Pharaoh. Then finally, Pharaoh gave him his royal clothes with a signet ring to match. But I want to ask you, what clothes are you wearing? Because sometimes we need to change the clothes that we are wearing in order to walk into our purpose, in order to walk to that next level, in order to get the body we desire, in order for us to be healthy. But we don't want to change. We are comfortable in our we have on now, but those clothes may be ragged, they may be dirty, they may be smelly, they may not even fit us, but we still want to wear them. So I'm saying to you that we need to change our clothes. Now, sometimes we wear clothes of self-doubt, of fear, of low self-esteem, low self-confidence, depression, anxiety, unhealthy living, bad habits, clothes of illness and grief, clothes of negativity. We can't see the state our clothes are in, and sometimes they don't even fit us. And we say to ourselves that we're not good enough to wear better clothes. We're not smart enough. We're not tall enough, short enough, thin enough, not fat enough, you know, that we're going to fail, that no one likes us, that no one wants to hear what we have to say, that we don't have the right experience or upbringing or color to wear those clothes. But I'm here to tell you that sometimes we're only going to move into the next phase. We're only going to be able to win if we take off the clothes that we're in and put on new clothes. So, some of us have no business wearing some of the clothes that we're wearing. But if you decide to take them off and to change those clothes, anything can happen. So remember that you have an assignment, and that assignment and that goal needs a certain outfit for you to wear. And there's a story that I was reminded of this week, of a mother who dressed her daughter in a white doctor's coat and embroidered her name on it and told her that she was a doctor. That little girl did actually become a doctor because she knew where she was heading. She knew what her assignment was. Parents, sometimes we have to think about the clothes that we're putting on our children. Are we telling them that they're not good enough? Are we telling them that, shh, be quiet? Children should be seen and not heard. So what I want to say to you is, know the clothes that you need to change into. All right, those new clothes will fit you. The color will work for you, and it won't clash with your skin, and the clothes will be your style. So, Carolyn, thank you so much for this, and I'm just going to leave you with one little thing. Don't be afraid to change your clothes.
Awesome.
You're so welcome. Thank you, Janie. Like that's what I wrote down too. Of like, you said, what clothes are you wearing? Like, whoa, okay. Like, that's clothes really conceal who we are, right? So what clothes are you wearing? Like, that's a good question. Like, what are you wearing? What's persona are you wearing? What do you want people to see? How do you project yourself based on the clothing that you wear? Now, we're not talking about your physical clothing. Like, I hope you caught what she was talking about. She wasn't talking about your physical clothing.
There you go. That's right.
What clothes are you wearing? Like, you had everybody, I'm looking at everybody nodding their heads and rocking back and forth and smiling, and it's all leading into these next two speakers. So it's like, wow. That's the word today. Wow. Yesterday was saucy. It's still sauce. We still bringing some sauce today, but just wow. And then to bring us that can you bring me some of that? You done brought the sunshine because you're in Antigua, because I guess you had to get away because it's cloudy over there, right, Haley? It's kind of cloudy over there. It's cloudy here in the States, but I know it's always cloudy in like in UK. So, but you brought us some sunshine from the island. So thank you for bringing us the island's little flavor from us today. Okay, that's my fake accent.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
Trying to make this thing worldwide here. Okay, now I just went Jamaican. I don't know what the heck's going on. But anyway,
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Okay.
I've heard worse.
Everything all right. So that's what we do. So So now y'all get to see the other side to me. I don't know that I go into character a lot of times, so it's kind of bad. It's really bad, but. That's like, I know she's not doing that. Yes, I am.
It's okay. It is okay. I got you.
You got me. Today is about being, it's what clothes are you wearing? Like I'm showing y'all my clothes.
Yeah, multiple hats. Yes.
Boy, do we have multiple hats.
Boy, do we ever. So you shiny thing? Ever. Forever. Okay, anyway. I think the song. Okay, anyway. Y'all getting a whole nother side.
You missed your profession. You should have been a DJ.
I'm a producer.
There you go.
Oh, touche.
Isn't she lovely?
See, here you go.
I would like to thank all of my supporters, everyone who was part of, the filming and the casting, and I just want to thank God. I'm sorry.
Yep, there we go. All out.
I want to thank God for this assignment for whatever. What does this say? Best writing documentary short film.
Yep, there you go.
Yes.
The heavy ornament that will knock you out.
I know, right? It's a weapon. And this one was for producer, director.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Awesome
sauce. So you shiny, thank you so much. I hope you hang and play with us the rest of the day. Thank you from our tribe. I was just telling her, Yeti.
I gotta go to the beach. Sorry.
Okay, just cut her off right now. Cut her off right now. She's
done. She's done for the day. Yeah, she's done.
She's going to the beach.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Go ahead and enjoy the beach.
Say less, like what's the beach?
Yeah, right.
There's 365 beaches here in Antigua, one for every day of the year.
See, you know what?
Wonderful.
You know what? I'm not listening. I'm gonna bring some Tupac in here. I ain't mad at you.
There you go.
I ain't even mad at you, because if I was there, I'll be doing the same thing. But you know what? That just proves and shows, right? So you're on holiday right now, correct? Or you moved?
Yeah, I was doing a program here, but that's finished now, so I'm free.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, you guys, when you start doing stuff internationally, you have to understand the language of whom you're talking to. So for those who don't know what holiday is vacation for us. So that's their holiday. But see, we just take vacation for a couple days. They take it for like a month at a time, so it's like we need to learn, because it's kind of like a reset. It's really getting yourself back in order, because we do all this work. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, so
I keep saying that the week or two isn't enough time.
It's not enough time. It's not, and that's why they're just happier, right? That's another thing. Take that time for yourself. So here we go, mind, body, and then we're going to hear spirit. So thank you, Shani. Go ahead and enjoy the beach for me too. For all of us. We're that energetic, that beach waves, the island flavor.
God knows.
So Chris, when you come back, you're gonna have to bring us some little island music to take us there. I'm already there. See, I'm visualizing. I'm already there. Everybody close your eyes, and we're all just think of some blue water, some white sand, and have your little coconut in your hand and put the sand in your toe. Like, are you there? Are you there with her right now? We just went on a vacation, on a holiday, just for a second. Like, are you feeling the breeze? You can hear the little calypso music or whatever you want to hear in the background, and hear the waves.
No, I'm jealous.
Okay, all right. So now we're back. So thank you.
Jealousy is blocking it all out.
I'm gonna go, okay?
Thank you, Shani.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. And okay.
I'm hurt.
What?
I'm hurt. I want to go on the beach.
I know.
It's cold here in Philadelphia.
I know. And Carol kind of messed it up by putting my mind there for like that 10 seconds.
You didn't snatched it away.
Made me even more mad.
But guess what? You went there. You went there. So where are we going to go next? So now, okay, so now we done went to the islands. So now we're going to go to, I don't know if we got any Harry Potter, any Potter heads out there. So now we're about to go across the pond for real this time. We're about to go to London, well, not London. She's in Nottingham, which is right outside of London. And so here we're going to bring Miss Lovely herself, Miss Haley. Are you ready? Always ready.
I am.
All right. So the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Caroline. Oh my gosh, how amazing has today been so far? Like so good. And just to bring it back to you just for a second here, it's 10 to 5 or 5 to 5 here in the UK, and it's already pitch black and freezing cold. So, just to put it out there. But thank you so much, guys, for this incredible event. And thank you so much for asking me to be here and part of one of the speakers. I'm just going to put this on gallery view so I can see all your beautiful faces. I don't like to look at myself. I like to look at you guys. So I'm going to speak to you about the body today and how we can stay strong in mind and body. So Cameron's already introduced me, but my name is Hayley Clugson, and as she said, I'm from Nottingham in the UK, and I have various different strings to my bow. So my background is actually in holistic beauty and in the beauty industry, and I also have my own online health and wellness business as well, which I'm in love with, and I've actually been partnered with that for 8 years, coming up in January. And basically, I'm in a business where I love to serve people to be healthier, to be happier, and I do what I do and help and show people to do what I do too, to create a wellness business for themselves as well, which is just amazing. So basically, I'm all about people, serving people to look good, to feel good, to flourish. And that literally fills my heart and my soul every single day. I can honestly say it's one of those businesses where I actually jump out of bed every day and can't wait to get to it. So I always feel like my purpose, my assignment is to help people take daily simple actions every single day to be healthier in their mind and their body. And I think people have this feeling that, like, to be healthy, it's this massive, huge leap. Who's with me? Like, let me know in the chat if you think that people have this idea that they have to have this huge leap to get to where they want to be. But it's not. It's basically daily small actions done consistently over time to get to where we want to be. And there's some weird mindsets around health in the world as well. We have this idea that we have to be perfect or we can't be healthy at all, that every single meal, every single day has to be super healthy. Or if we don't go to the gym, we're not healthy or we're not fit. But the reality is that, we are all unique individuals, every single one of us, and we have to find our version of what healthy is to us, and that can look very, very different for everyone. And you need to find your path towards being a healthier, happier version of you. It's your healthiest, happiest version of you. And I learned the hard way 8 years ago. I hit rock bottom. I was mentally, physically, and spiritually drained. My body was a complete mess. I was overworking at the time as well. I was in a position where I was never going to be able to move forward. I was in that hamster wheel. Does anybody know what I'm talking about with the hamster wheel effect? I was massively uneducated in what I was consuming, eating foods that was causing a spiral of different problems for my body, from massive inflammation, further exhaustion, and crashes in my brain and my body as well. And, I had acne all over my face, all over my back, no end of digestion problems, no end of health problems. I was basically a toxic mess, and I was literally on one road, and that was leading to disaster for my body. My diet looked like beige food, sugar, dairy, caffeine, all the things that I'm massively sensitive to. And I was so unaware. I just literally had no idea. I was not serving my body at all, you know, and plus with overworking, I was exhausting myself and not getting enough sleep as well, with numerous different muscular problems, which is crazy. So, you know, that when we put our body into that state as well, it can cause that anxious feeling. And I had that non-stop brain chatter. Does anybody resonate with what I'm saying here, with that non-stop brain chatter? You know, so my body started to break down with infections. I was getting kidney infections. I actually got shingles in my spine from stress and anxiety as well. And I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. But the crazy thing is, I just wasn't connecting the dots. I was causing those actions to myself. I was causing it. And I didn't see how I could change things and that there was a better way. But then I found my business, my online health and wellness business, and that changed my life forever. Because funnily enough, like, I didn't actually jump in with the brand to start with nutrition. I was looking for skincare and makeup to start my own business, but I started my own business, and after 3 months, I actually left my job. And I discovered personal development. Like that feeling of when you discover personal development, a growth mindset, and how, you know, I could see a vision for what I wanted in my life. And then you start to realize that your dreams and your realities actually can come true. Dreams can come into your reality. We've been talking about this today. With consistent work and dedication to what you do, you can learn to grow and to quieten your mind as well. And you can learn to serve your body by eliminating certain foods in your diet that aren't serving you. And I've done so much research and learning around this in the last few years. Like, some people have obsessions with shoes, handbags, clothes, jewelry, makeup. You know, we all have a thing. Mine's nutrition. I'm obsessed with nutrition and wellness. I love it. And, you know, you can start to turn your health around with small daily actions and like almost health hacks, I like to call them. So my obsession, yes, I love that you relate to that too. My obsession is helping people find their thing too, especially at this time of year. You know, we get out of our usual routine and we start consuming like amounts of things that our body wouldn't normally consume, and we can create this cocktail of issues around our body. So, you know, who can resonate with that Boxing Day or New Year's vibe when you literally feel bloated, lethargic, you feel like the stuffed turkey? Your immune system just feels awful, your skin looks dull, you feel the brain fog, you're lying on the sofa and you've got literally no will for life that day, you know. So you don't want to be, and we go into our new year feeling less than fabulous and feeling like we need to do this full reset program. But what I'm going to say to you, it's not actually about like, you know, being completely strict over the festive period and in life. It's about finding your balance and managing your damage, you know, beating that horrible bulge feeling and having more vitality and wellness in life, and taking those small daily actions that we can do every single day to help us move forward. And I just want to say, just let's think about this for a minute. Our bodies are incredible. Just think about what they do for us every second of the day. They are a fine-tuned machine, and they're doing so much of us without even thinking about it. So can we just take a little moment right now, just for ourselves and for our bodies, just to appreciate our incredible organs, our clever systems in our body, and how beautiful they are, and that what they do for us every single second of the day. They are incredible, and we only have one body, and we need to learn to look after it. Because the reality is, over the holidays, your body can start to show damage. When we're not looking after your body in the right way, your body is clever and it's going to communicate with you and let you know when you're not serving it in the right way. You're getting breakouts from the dairy and the sugar. You could be getting dull skin, bags under your eyes, bloated and no energy. These are all signs that your body is communicating with you. It's speaking to you. It's telling you it's not happy. And there's an outbalance somewhere in your system and in your body. And more than likely, it's leading to you and what you're doing and what you're putting into it. So it's so important to be thinking about this every single day. So we can literally set our bodies up for health, because when we don't, we feel truly horrible on the inside out. And when we eat good, we feel good. And when we eat bad, we feel bad. We know this. Like, yeah, it's so true. And our immune systems can take a battering if we're not looking after ourselves as well. And we really need to be looking after our immunity and our wellness as well, not just physically, but also mentally. There's a few things that, you know, you can bring into your diet. You can bring into your diet just simple, healthy swaps that you can do that have massively helped me, that you don't feel like you're limiting yourself. You're just making simple, healthy choices. Instead of having that, you have that. that feel exactly the same, but they make such a huge impact on our body and our mind. You know, the first thing, I'm going to talk about just a couple of things here. The first one is dairy. So many people are intolerant to dairy. In some ways, it can cause gut issues, it can cause skin issues, havoc on our digestive and even our immune system and our airway systems as well. You know, and there's just simple things you can swap out. Try going dairy free with your chocolate, with your ice cream, with your yogurt. As Carolyn said, there's that app you can go and get your food and try dairy free for a change. You know, just try them. There's nothing wrong with trying. You know, I find personally, for me, oat milk is the best alternative to swapping out for milk. I've tried them all, and you will be so surprised how good your body feels from just making healthy choices. Coffee as well. We live on coffee so much around the world. I love coffee, but it doesn't love me. It can make us crash in our energy. It can affect our adrenal glands, cause skin problems, health problems. You know, I use alternatives to coffee. I use a vitamin energy fizz every day as an alternative. I love them warm at this time of year as well, to be fair. You know, but however, I am partial to a little like festive Starbucks coffee at this time of year. But I just ask for an oat milk instead of a normal milk. So you're still having that indulgence without the guilt. You know, it's about making little diet changes, sugary snacks. You know, they can be the thing that can really ramp up our sugar cravings, can be all over the place. And it's usually when we're tired or our blood sugars are all over, our diet's not very good, we're getting those sugar cravings. My advice to you is be prepared. Have the healthy snacks in the house as well as the chocolate, right? It's about having that healthy balance and that healthy medium. Like research foods that are really good for you. Like I love mango, grapes, like healthy snacks like red berries and things. Absolutely, moderation. It's all about that. Alcohol, we all know we're going to be consuming too much alcohol over this period, and that's fine. But you know, it has a huge impact on your body, and just be aware of that. Your sleep's going to get impacted. You might have sleep a lot, but it's not going to be good quality sleep. You know, you might get massively dehydrated, so be aware of that. You know, drink more water. You can drink things like I have a beautiful herbal tea every day that helps aid the liver and the kidneys and help with that process as well. Gluten. I know for me, gluten has a massive impact on our system, and that is the thing that literally wants to put you asleep on the sofa. It can cause foggy mind, foggy brain, cause joint pains, so many different things. You can just swap it out. Do you know brown rice pasta? It tastes just the same as normal pasta, but it's so much healthier for you. Try gluten-free oats. Like just try making a few healthier swaps for some changes for your diet. Keep your body moving over this period as well. You know, keeping our body moving is so important. It's so important just to do something to get your heart rate. I'm not saying go to the gym. It might be gentle stretching in the morning. Also meditation and that mindfulness, especially if you're going to be around challenging family at this time of year. You know, set your mind up for the day. You know, a brisk walk to get some fresh air, get the feeling in your lungs, and get a good podcast going or some music that fills up your heart and your soul, and get yourself in a great energy every day. We spoke about this a lot today. You know, load yourself with fruits and veggies. Have your Christmas dinner, but have the veggies on the side too. You know, I am the first person to say I'm the worst person. Kesha's going ahead for me. I'm the worst person for not liking my veggies. But I've found my health hacks. I've started taking vitamin health smoothies that are packed full of fruits and vegetables that taste amazing. You know, and greens drinks have over 36 superfood fruits and veggies in there as well. So there's things that we can do, like looking after our gut. We know that this is literally the hub of our health, from mental and physical well-being. It is so important to keep our system ticking and moving and flowing in the right direction and staying healthy. Digestive health supplements can make a huge impact to your mind and your body. And I didn't know about this till 8 years ago, and I'm so grateful that I do now. But just remember through all of this to make sure you're getting your sleep, make sure you're looking after your body, fueling your body with healthy fluids and goodness and nutrition, and finding your happy balance and your happy medium. These are easy, simple steps and things that you can do right now to help you. And if you're like me and you struggle with your sleep, you know, something that I do is as a little simple health hack you can do is don't eat too late at night, and have time in the morning to have that rest and reset as well before we load our bodies, to allow our bodies to heal and to flourish and to grow. So these are simple, easy things you can do. And you don't have to stop right now. These are simple, healthy choices, that you can do right now to make a huge impact. So healthy doesn't have to be hard is my overall thing to finish with you guys. And when you look after your inside, you will flourish on the outside and the inside, and your body will thank you into 2022 and beyond. So if anyone wants more advice or more around that, just reach out to me. I'm here It's what I love to do. I'm obsessed with it. And I'll hand it back to you guys. Sorry, I tried to speak so fast there to get all that in. I have so much I want to share with you all.
Thank you, lovely. Thank you, lovely. Thank you, lovely. Oh my God, you served us well. So, man, you see, there was so much going on in the chat that I couldn't even keep up with it. They were like really, really chiming in. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So you guys, here, this is something else that, so here's a housekeeping thing too. While you like what Haley had to say, and any of the other speakers that like what they said, did you know that we got the speakers lounge? So it's, I'm going to tell you, it's open. So you're going to get some. So you go to your breakout section and you'll see speakers lounge. You can assign yourself to the lounge. You can go pop in and out whenever you want. You want to, if the speaker says, come on, meet me in the lounge, and you may want to go and talk with them and chat with them, somebody that you're connecting with, you say, hey, you got a place to go to, a room you can go to and make some connections and really just really get somebody like, you said something like, wait a minute, can we go over to the lounge and talk to you for a second or whatever? So there you go. You can just assign yourself to it. You can go in and out whenever you please. I just wanted to let you guys know that that's available to you as well. So Haley, thank you for bringing us the other sauce, right? To everything that we have.
From across the pond.
So from across the pond, right? Exactly. So now we don't do the zigzag. We're in the States and we went to the islands and now we're back and went to the UK. Now we're about to bring it back over to the US. So thank you so much. So much.
That was awesome.
Thank you. That was awesome, wasn't it? Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're moving right along. So listen, I know, time when we do these things, we have to be on. I know we have time. There's a time and a place for everything according to Ecclesiastes, right? So I know that we have time things, right? And for you guys, it's just like, just take this all in. We are rolling this thing, how we're rolling it. And I'm just loving everything that everybody is bringing because it's all in alignment because of our assignment. I want everyone to type in the chat assignment because I want you to acknowledge that you have an assignment. And see, and it all starts with your mind and then it connects with your body. See, but what are we missing? We're missing that spirit piece and how we're going to all connect it together. And I am so excited for you guys to hear from this next person we're going to bring to the stage. I mean, talk about grace, talk about elegance, talk about purpose, talk about just a beautiful spirit. It's going to bring us and allow us to help tie this all in for our assignment. And we need to get this as our foundation before we can even get into our next speakers that are going to come up that talk about changing careers and talk about starting a business and talking about the power of credit. Like we got that stuff for you too. So, and then don't forget about the Men Don't Talk panel that's coming up later. I did put in the chat. I'll put it in there again. There's a link. If you had any questions ahead of time, go ahead and put it in there so we can have them ready for the men when they come to us later. So are you ready, Keisha? I know you've been sitting here rocking and smiling all morning long. So
I'm so ready. Thank you so much, Carolyn.
You're welcome. It's all you. And you're starting on the divine number, 1211. So go for it.
Yes. Thank you so much again for having me here. Thank you so much for all those tremendous speakers that have been a part of this event so far. I'm so excited. I'm literally so excited. I usually do drink coffee today and I couldn't do it because I was like, I'm so excited I can't handle that extra energy right now. So thank you so much. So again, my name is Keisha Delacroix-Dent. I'm a certified consulting hypnotist. I'm also the author of a book called Life Change Now, a 3-step guide to manifesting what you want through the magic of being who you are. So as a certified consulting hypnotist, what I know is that most people, when you have issues in your life that get in the way of what you want, we usually pick that up through childhood. And as a hypnotist, my main job is actually to uncover the root cause of those things. And I want to kind of go back to what I believe Roger said earlier today, where he said, we're not here to leave just a corpse. We're here to leave a legacy. We're here to leave something for this earth to remember us by. And I believe that we are all here to do that. We all have a story that we have, or all have something that we're here to contribute to. Now, the interesting thing about our journey and about our quest is this path to greatness actually lies through childhood. And childhood actually is a temporary period of vulnerability. It's a temporary period of weakness. It's a temporary period where we pick up a lot of illusions, a lot of fears, just like I think Max said, fear, false evidence appearing real. We pick up a lot of that stuff in our childhood. And unfortunately, a lot of that stuff sticks to us as we get older. So that is really, really what we want to concentrate on cleaning off some of that illusion, some of that sludge that we picked up, and remembering our greatness, remembering our power, remembering why we're here. So I actually want to give an assignment for the assignment. And this assignment is actually, we're going to do a habit audit. Okay, so it's time to audit our habits and audit our most recurring behaviors that we do. So I want to start with a question. I want to ask you, what do you most want in your life? Like, what do you want in 2022? And you can feel free to put that in the comments and just say, what do you want this upcoming year to bring you? And I also want to ask you as well, why do you think that you can't have it? Is this going to be an improvement in your health, an improvement in your financial situation, improvement in your career, your opportunities? Okay, that sort of a thing. So I want you to think about why you can't have that, what you want and why you can't have it. So now that you have that in mind, we're going to do a little experiment. Okay, so it's going to be a little weird, baby. I'm kind of a weird person. God has assigned me weirdness as one of my attributes. So it is what it is. So we're going to do a little psychological experiment, basically. So what I want you to do is I want you to hold out your arms straight in front of your shoulders. Okay, so your hands are pretty much going to be parallel to your shoulders, right in front of you. I'm trying to see now. So your left hand is going to be palm up to the ceiling. Your right hand is going to be thumb up to the ceiling. All right. Okay. When you're here at this point, I want you now to just close your eyes for a second. And holding those arms just out like that, I want you to imagine that in your left hand with that palm straight up to the ceiling, I just placed a big, heavy, hardback book right in the middle of your hand. And that's a big, thick book. It's probably about 3 inches wide. It's hard. And it's like those big textbooks that whenever you go into a library, the study section, those dusty books that you see on the shelves, it's really heavy and it's just weighing your arm down further and further. And it's really hard for you to hold that book up. Now, in your right hand with a thumb to the ceiling, I want you to imagine I had tied a string around your thumb. And that string is going up through a hole in your ceiling, and it's attached to a huge hot air balloon, just really big, really powerful. And that balloon is pulling your thumb up higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Now, in that left hand with the palm to the ceiling still, I'm put another book in that hand, and it's weighing that left hand down even further. And it's so hard to hold that hand up. It's heavier and heavier and heavier. And now I want you to open your eyes and take a look at your arms. Do you notice a difference between your arms at all? And feel free, if you want, you can put in the comments if you do, if they didn't exactly end up where they were, there's a difference. And also feel free to put in the comment too, if one arm was heavier. That if you felt one arm felt heavier than the other. Okay. So what's the point of that exercise? The point of what we just did is a huge, huge key to how your mind works and to also getting what you want. Okay. And that is that your mind, whatever's going on in there, your body is actually going to respond to the words you say and also the images that you put in your mind. So your body is going to respond to the words you say and the images. So Roger says, my left arm hurts. Yes, and that is usually what happens because of the instruction that you're actually giving, that I'm giving you. It usually that is, you're going to actually experience that in your hand. So what does that mean as far as getting what you want? How does that tie in? So this actually has everything to do with getting what you want, okay? Whatever it is that you want, whether your compass, your GPS is, if it's God, goddess, your spirit guides, whatever it is that you answer to, that also wants what you want for you. And it's really important that you be able to move towards that. And one of the best ways to be able to make progress and move towards what you want is actually through your habits, okay? So what are habits? In one sentence, I would say, you are what you do most often, okay? And habits are your recurring actions, your recurring compulsive actions. Anything that you do repeatedly over and over, you're compelled to do. And anything that if you don't do it, you kind of get a little bit of discomfort, that's likely a habit, okay? So I want to ask you, again, what do you most want? And are your habits actually supporting that? Now, your habits tend to come from one of four places or a combination of any of these four things. Number one, your habits can form from who you believe you are or who you believe you are not. And I think yesterday, Steve the Legacy actually talked about self-belief and actually believing in yourself. And this directly ties in to habits as well, as just about if we truly believe that we are the type of person who can have what we want. This always comes into play with habits. And the second thing that habits can arise from is they come from what you believe is possible for you or what you believe is not possible for you, okay? So that is also going to come into play with habits. Number three, habits also form from how you deal with discomfort and fear. And this is, for example, addictive behaviors, anything that we do with our time that is not wanted, but we feel really compelled to do it anyway, such as smoking, drinking, overspending, overeating. I had a bad sugar addiction at one point that pretty much wreaked havoc with my health and my body, but I was able to overcome that actually through hypnosis and through really understanding the power of my mind. And number four, the fourth way that habits can form is through the words you say and the images you put in your head, which is really kind of what we just did with that exercise. Because if you're trying a new habit, for example, you're trying to pick something up, like eating healthier, that Haley was talking about, or exercising, but you are, number one, saying, oh, this is so hard, I can't do it. Your body is going to respond to that. Or if you're putting in images of in your head of it being something that having all these things that you don't want to do, like, oh, I got to give up those fries. Oh, it's going to suck to eat all this healthy food. If you're putting images of that in your head, there you go. Your body's not going to respond. The body's not going to move to something that is scary or unpleasant. So we really have to change the words you say and the images that you put in your head. Okay. So I really wanted to, number one, also let you know that there's actually going to be a little PDF that's included in your packet that you get, which includes a habit tracker. And this is a great way for you to really see how you're spending this time. Because at the end of the day, our time is really one of the most precious resources that we have. And it is the only way you're really going to get to what you want, regardless of what it is. If you want a nice body, if you want health, you want to increase your income, you got to use your time to do it. You got to use your actions to do it. And I would actually argue it's probably our most precious resource. Our health is up there too, but I've seen incredible miracles of health, people turning their health around. But time, until we invent a time machine, we really can't create more of it. We only have to work with what we have. And once it's gone, it's gone. So again, I just want to really just summarize. I want you to ask yourself, what do you want? How do I spend my time? Is it supporting that? And is how I'm supporting my time, is how I'm spending my time supporting who I want to be? And really lean into the resistance. If you feel resistance, that's key for something's going on there. Okay, so thank you.
powerful. Like, I think I saw, like I said, you made it my arm hurts. Like, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was beyond good. So listen, like we thought about some different, like no one ever think, we saw Lamar popped in and said, we don't think about sugar as being addicted to sugar. Like the little things that you just broke a lot of different stuff down. I can't even touch on all of it. You just kind of put it in a nice little bow with mind, body, and spirit, right? So not just the spirit piece, but you really tied it all in, which is, once again, this is literally the order that, this wasn't the order that I put together. This is the order of how it was supposed to be. And I'm like, okay, God, this is who's going, this is going, in addition to, figuring out where people were globally, but just the messages that's coming with this is just so powerful. So powerful. So thank you. Keep playing. I'm glad you were here yesterday. I like that reference from Steve. We're going to hear from Steve again. He's going to be on that panel. Remember, put your questions, in that. I thought I was supposed to put it in there. I didn't. I'll do it now. The questions, if you have for the panel coming up. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you so much. Continue to stay with us. Continue to chime in. And if everyone loves Keisha, give us some snap, snap. Yes, put it in the chat. Yeah, give her put it in the chat. Clap. So we can just yes, thank you. So that was the morning whole, like powerful, inspiration, motivation. We even took a little trip to Antigua unexpectedly, like wow, like even it was for a second. Sorry, Roger. I know I snatched it back from you. My bad. But but I figure a second is better than nothing else, right? Like
it's better. Yeah. It's kind of like a tease, though. You know what I'm saying? We not across the pond. We over here. Wishing we were across the pond.
So Haley's across the pond. Shani is across the ocean and across the Caribbean, right?
Across the Caribbean.
Yeah, so we've been on the East Coast for a little bit, and now we about to go over where the sauce.